The argument that Republicans aren't fighting, I don't know. I saw Lindsey Graham last night, who was almost I guess, could have been the victim of a real fraudulent process in South Carolina. Imagine the Democrat running bogus ads pretending that a third party candidate was still running when he wasn't running, all to siphon votes away. Well, it didn't work. Lindsey Graham won easily. Susan Collins. By the way, Lindsey Graham, Susan Collins, the other Republican incumbents, they won by a much wider margin than the numbers currently that Joe Biden is sporting. So don't let them tell you there's any kind of mandate or any kind, and it's not razor thin. It is. And Senator Graham last night on Sean Hannity's show, he was pretty fired up and spoke to the hearts and the souls of millions and millions of frustrated Americans.
Is it okay for people at polling sites to rewrite the law so that Republicans can't watch? Is it okay to ignore the signature requirement, which is there to protect the integrity of the ballot? Democrats could give a damn about this. They don't care how Trump lost as long as he lost. They're not going to ask any questions in the media. I've had a microphone in my face all day. When is Trump going to concede? I said, when are you going to ask a question about the 2020 election? When are you going to take seriously the idea that every vote counts? You want an outcome. You know, they can all go to hell as far as I'm concerned. I've had it with these people. Let's fight back. Let's give President Trump all the due process the law allows him. Let's call out cheating when we find it. Let's count every vote. Let's tell the social media companies quit censoring our content. And when the major networks do polling that's way off, we ought to call them into Congress and ask them, how do you do it? And Mitch McConnell and I need to come up with an oversight of mail-in balloting. If we don't do something about voting by mail, we're going to lose the ability to elect a Republican in this country.
You know what I think is one of the biggest lies that we're told repeatedly, that all these powerful polling entities are just incompetent. The only reason they were so wrong again in 2020 is that they just really don't know what they're doing, and they're not very. Gallup and the New York Times and all of these huge important pollsters, they're just not very good at it. And doggone Frank Luntz, he's the one who said, if we get it wrong again like we did in 2016, none of us should be able to be working in this profession. We all ought to be out of jobs. And none of them will be out of jobs. You want to know why? Because there's a point in polls being so off. It's called suppression, and everybody gets it. Everybody's in on it. Everybody's in on the gag. Frank Luntz, all of them, they know what it meant to say Wisconsin was going to go for Biden by 17 points. They wanted to discourage people from voting. May have worked.